thing that comes up. I see this a lot with guys that get really fixated on their drive leg loading pattern. And trust me, I've been there too. It's almost like this compensation, right? So the way that I see you is like your ankle mobility, like the workspace that you have in your ankle is like sensational, because you invert and you evert, like that's unreal, right? Like I cannot do that. But what's happening is I and this could be just pure speculation. Obviously, I'm just going off one video, but what I see is what is the compensation move to help that like perception of, oh, he's loading his drive leg. So with you, when you're coming down from leg lift and you go into your like force absorption of your drive leg to then produce force into the ground, you're rolling, you're inverting your ankle here, right? So you can see that front of that ankle kind of goes up and lifts up. And then we start now entering drive phase, and then your ankle will start to evert as you then shift your force vector going towards your task, right? So it's not like this is something that's drastically like alarming to me, but I think it is one of those pieces that can limit potential like acceleration. So briefly give you this context on like these three energies in terms of what energy and force that we're kind of producing throughout the delivery is so the first one that I look at is like the ground force production. Obviously we look at the drive leg and the ability to produce force into the ground to get back with the lead leg, and then the forward acceleration that you just have as your body accelerates down the slope and then blocks with the lead leg to send force up. 3, rotational energy through separation, right? Hip shoulder separation, snapping that rubber band. So when I look at like this pattern of this ankle inversion type dynamic here of loading your drive leg, what I fear is that you're limiting the forward acceleration piece to this, because you know the thing that's connected into the ground, as you can see just by this video, is a little bit unstable, and now we're inverting here, or everting, sorry, as we ascend into our drive phase. Now, this goes hand in hand with this other piece that I see here within like a hip rotation mechanical breakdown. So a component that I look at in terms of effective and efficient hip rotation mechanics is using the slope to your advantage. What does that mean? Using the slope to continuously sync the posture of your hips, matching that angle of the slope to aid in the increase of acceleration, right? So if we like dropped a ball on a piece of wood that was angled like the slope was, it's going to reach its endpoint faster than any other type of slope or any other type of destination that had. So this is what I see in terms of you, is like you're loading your drive leg and you're feeling this power of sitting back here, and I mean, vertical shin, yes, all these things are great. But you can see now you capped out, right? So like if you looked at the angle of where your pelvis is here, like now you're capped to the point where like you're not going to sink anymore. It's kind of just going to then move laterally. And if we just look across the board at you know, high power output dudes, and they're all like, that's one of the things that they do extremely well, is they use the slope to their advantage. They continuously sync the posture and the angle of the hips with the slope to help aid in that acceleration. So you can see with Lizardo, same thing, right? We hit on that first piece with the ankle, the foot stays stable into the ground. Now he drops into his drive phase here, loads the drive leg. You see the same vertical shin piece that you did without the ankle inversion. And now you can see the rear hip start to internally rotate. He creates space there and anchors down, boom, like that. And I know it's easy for me to just sit there and say like, oh yeah, just do this, man. Look at this. It's easy. I get it. Same with Doolittle. Okay. Same with Doolittle. Just look at the angle of his hips, right? Continuously sinking into his anchor point. All this is doing is increasing our acceleration authentically, right? And so the thing that I'm going to actually have to speculate on, and because I just don't have the ability to like put you on a table and see active and passive range of motion. So the thing that I can speculate on is maybe there's a restriction of hip movement capacity, hip mobility. That's going to be programmed within the report just to check that box, just because I don't know. You're seeing as you get into your drive, kind of center cut, when the hips should start to internally rotate, you see that early knee extension, and it just maybe be perceived as a limited or restriction of hip internal rotation. All right, dudes, Robby Rowe here. Thank you for watching that video. If you're interested in booking your own mechanical analysis, you can click that link right there. Also tell you a little bit about the service and what it entails. Hit that link right there. Subscribe, please. You can also check out that video right there, which is related to the video that you just watched if you want to get some more context on that. All right, guys. Much love. God bless. Till next time. See ya.
Strike three! You're out!